Man, I know you've heard this a zillion times, but the reach of that show was so vast.
Yeah.
It was so
crazy.
On true TV.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, everyone from my life, and all like, filmmakers, family, comedy people, young, old. I mean, the reach was really profound.
Yeah, that's not lost on me. I'm still amazed when I hear who's seen it or people who know you walk. And I'm even in places. I literally, when I was going through some stuff, I went to find myself a little bit in Alaska, and I go up to Anchorage.
You did?
Yeah, I went to Anchorage. I went there for like 4 days. Right? I just go up to Anchorage by myself.
Wow.
I go up there, and I'm literally like walking. I'm not kidding you. I'm walking on a glacier. I took a helicopter to a glacier. It's like one of these things, and we get there, and as I'm walking around with one of the guys, the pilot comes over. He goes, "I gotta ask." I was like, "There's no way this guy knows."
Yeah,
he lives in Anchorage, Alaska, and I'm not like, and he goes, he's like, "Did you ever see the show Impractical Jokers?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm Sal." He goes, "No." He goes, "You look like Joe." And I'm like, "No, I'm just kidding." One of those. So, but it's just really never lost on me there. I get people stop me in traffic. I'm driving a moving vehicle,
right?
Like, cause I don't think I'm that. I kind of look like people. Like I look like if you see us together, that's a dead ringer. Like you see me and somebody that looks like Q. That's Joe and Q.
But I drop you on the New Jersey Turnpike.
Right. I'm by myself. Like
you look like a lot of people on the New Jersey Turnpike.
I do 100%.
Right.
That's my demographic.
But when you light up, when you talk and you're about to say something funny or you laugh.
Yeah.
There's a different thing that other people, all those guys on the New Jersey Turnpike don't have. You have a funny. There's a funny joy that pops out of you.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think that's what.
For sure. I will notice sometimes when people start turning their heads more when I'm speaking, like when I'm talking or getting loud. If I'm in a restaurant, if we're out eating, and like we start getting going and laughing, I'll see more and more like that's definitely him. Like that'll be what puts him over the edge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's the best part of it.
I'll give you a cool one because it was one that kind of surprised me, but he was like, "Man, do you watch Impractical?" This is like I don't know 8 years ago. Do you watch Impractical Jokers? We have it on all the time. It is just it's so effing funny. It's just so, we watch it all the time. And I was like, yeah, I see it now and again. He's like, no, man, you should really like key in because it's the funniest thing on television. I was like, all right. It was Rob Zombie.
No.
Yeah, he's directed two of my specials, and we're tight friends. And he took me aside when we were working. And
oh my god.
Yeah, and I was always like, real. I mean, he's a great comedy fan. He loves comedy.
Yeah, are you kidding?
But it's a cool one, right?
That is, I would a million years you could have said I wouldn't have picked that name.
Yeah,
That's
Rob
crazy.
Zombie.
The unbelievable one there's been a lot. I'm very fortunate. Like a lot of people have seen the show, but we were in LA doing an event, like a press thing. Me, Q, and everybody. We're driving, and the driver, they hired a Sprinter for the day for us. Driver the Sprinter. He's like, he goes, I know you guys. You're funny. He goes, yeah, I'm actually a chauffeur. And I'm like, oh, and he goes, yeah. He's like, last week. He's like, I know a lot of people that like your show. I'm like, yeah. He goes, yeah. Last week, I actually was driving around Paul McCartney. And we're like, yeah. And he's like, yeah. And he was talking about you guys, and we thought that the guy was joking, right?
Yeah.
They're like, no way. He's like, no, really. He goes, you know who his favorite was? And the guy goes, I don't know. And we were like laughing, and Q was like, it's me, whatever. Fast forward, our manager is at this music thing. McCartney's there. So he walks over and he's like, hey, they start talking and whatever. And he just gets into mention. He goes, oh, he's like, hey, what do you do? What are you in the industry? He's like, yeah, I actually manage it. Right? And he goes, oh, I love that lot, he says to them. And then our manager, knowing that we wanted, he goes, who's your favorite? To him. And he says, they all make me laugh. He's like, but that Q, he's really funny. And now, like, that is
it's amazing.
Q's like thing. It's like, I'm McCartney's favorite.
I really like Q.
It's interesting. But we're all like, but he said we're all funny. He's like, okay, you're all funny, but
yeah.
He's like, he didn't say your name. So
That's so cool.
It's really funny. Yeah, it's just
really great.
so weird. And then you get a grandma in the middle of Nebraska that's like,
yeah.
I love you,
No, it was everybody. Amazing.